All right, welcome back to the bonus episode of She Dares Wins. I'm here with Gilly and Gilly. Did I say
Gilly? Yeah, it's fine.
Gilly.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Right, quick bonus round for you.
Do it.
What would you say to your 12-year-old self if you were sat in front of her now?
Oh, God. Well, I'd probably say just crack on and don't care. Just don't try to fit in. I think I tried to fit in too much and people please too much when I was 12 years old. So that's what I would say, is just be unapologetically, just try to keep being yourself, you know.
Love that.
I think that's quite important.
Yeah, very important for the youth to hear.
Yeah.
If you had one saying that you could post on a billboard for the world to see, what would it be?
Just start.
Just start. Simple. Love it.
Yeah, just start.
And if you couldn't do what you were doing now, what else would you choose?
Oh, blimey. Do you know, I think I would probably be something like a blacksmith.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think I'd probably be doing something outside that was like involved fire and a hammer.
Like the two contrasts.
I don't know.
Ice axe, fire
Fire and hammer and horses. I don't know. I have no idea if I'd have any skill in that area, but I just quite like the idea of just something that would be outside and physical, and just there's something really satisfying about smashing things with an axe.
I can agree. Like power tools give me that.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah.
So a farrier. I would be a really badass blacksmith lady.
We need to get a blacksmith on, actually. That's a good point. We need to
Yeah,
get him
do
on
that.
the social stuff.
Do that. I
Someone.
can sit in the background and be like, yay.
Give me a chance to have a go. Okay. What's your biggest failure?
I mean, biggest. I'm terrible at following recipes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a big failure, but it has got an impact on the people around me.
Okay.
Because I'm just like, I know that this is a really tried and tested recipe, but I'm going to add in more turmeric. And then I'm like, why does this taste shit? And I do it every single time. My sister-in-law is a professional chef, and she's like, why did you? And I'm like, I just thought it would be better with the thing. It's like, no.
Mine's patience. My husband hates it when I get anywhere near the kitchen. He's like, you use every fucking pot and pan that we own. He's like, and then it comes out, I literally sometimes fuck up a baked potato. It's near on impossible, and it's because I do the same thing. One time I added milk, but not like, I just literally poured the milk on the baked potato and it just came in slop. And he was like, what the fuck?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? No one's ever done that. No. So why did you think? It's like, well, someone has to be the first.
I was going to be a person at Revelation. But I relate to that.
Failure, yeah. I'm not good at sticking to things, and I think that would be a better thing.
Okay.
So, the thin end of the wedge, it's like following recipes.
Or maybe you are good at sticking things, but the right thing.
The right things. I'm good at sticking to the things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in cooking. I think that's why I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I don't know if you ever watched The Muppets, and there was like chef. I'm like that. I'm just like, yeah, cool, cinnamon.
Chuck that in.
Yeah.
One day it's going to taste great. What would you dare other women to do?
That's a great question. And I think I would dare every other woman to, every single day just make 3 minutes, which is just for themselves, radical acts of self-care.
Oh, okay.
So not on a yearly basis or a monthly basis or each week I'm going to take myself off to the coffee shop and just read my book. A daily practice, and even if it's just a 3-minute meditation. Because I think that as a society we're all doing too much. There's too much should and could and must. And I think if every woman, every human actually, it's not just women, but if everyone just went, you know what, I'm going to put my phone down. And for 3 minutes, I'm going to notice my breath and do a breathing space meditation. I think we would all be less dickish.
Yeah.
I just think, and I just don't think that we do that. And if you're already doing that, do 6 minutes. And if you're already doing 6 minutes, do 12 minutes. And I just think that there's so much, so much self-help, so much stuff that you can get tripped up in, like, I didn't have my thing in the morning and I didn't do this thing and before you know it, you're 6 o'clock at night and you feel like you've not achieved. And it's like, actually, just stop.
Just stop, yeah. Be
And I'd
present.
probably also dare every woman to, if they do any sort of form of exercise, is just to have one session a week where you don't use your Strava. You don't use it as a tool to beat yourself up. Because I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I went for a run and it was great, but my time wasn't that great.
I'm getting that now. So I never ran. No, the furthest I'd ever run was 5 kilometers. And this year, I don't know why, I think because I'm 40, I was like, I'm going to do a marathon. I had at the start 16 weeks. I'm now down to, I think there's like 11 weeks left before the marathon.
Yeah.
And I started running. And when I ran 10K and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I've got some really good friends that are running with me. And then I'm up to now, up to 12K. Mm-hmm. And through social media, I'm like, oh, my pace is shit. And then the other day I was like, whoa, you'd never ran any further than 5K. Give yourself some credit for that. And I can see how we get brought into this world of, well, they run at this pace and I need to be doing this and why don't I look like that? And come the marathon day, if it's really hot, do I really want to be wearing? And I'm like, whoa, where's all this come from?
Do you know, it's so sad. It is so sad because being outside or doing any sort of form of exercise should be a celebration and just being in that moment. And it's so sad that now everything has become sort of a thing which has to be, yeah, sure, that you're going to run your 10K loop, but just for once a week, just go, hey, how did I feel? And be present in your body. I know if I'm blowing out my arse when I'm running, I don't need to look at my watch and see that I'm in the red zone.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
And if we can all just pull back into being a bit more like that. And it's such a shame because it's like, hang on, you went outside and one day you will not be able to run.
Yes.
But today's not that day.
Yeah.
So just celebrate the fact that so just one run a week and just have a laugh, play. We're forgetting with Strava on your wrist, you're not allowed to play because you're not allowed to stop and take a wee look at the lamb over there and fart around or just be a kid.
For me, it's actually more now about training with other women is the chat.
Totally.
Because I could never chat before when I ran. I've realised that I was running too fast.
Too fast, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like the conversations go from crime podcasts to like how our body feels to, what's happened at the school run. And
totally.
And I come back and it's not just the therapy from the running. That's obviously a huge part. But it's that, we talked shit for an hour and it was cool.
And isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And then if you didn't do quite a bigger pace, it doesn't matter because you know what, tomorrow you might absolutely smash it and get all those little crown things that you get, and you might get a thumbs up from someone.
My fucking watch is kind of buzzing me, and I'm like, I do sometimes feel like throwing it in the canal because I'm like, I know where I'm at, and
so a little bit of time each day just to be present, do that meditation, and then once a week just ditch the
shit
thing.
and do it.
Choose when you want to have that battle against yourself, but it doesn't need to be all the time.
I love that. And finally, can you give yourself a dare right now that you'll do this year?
Oof. Well, only because it's on my mind and I really wouldn't want to do it. I think, well, there's 2 things I don't like. Balloons. Don't like balloons.
Okay. Hot air balloons?
No, just balloons.
Oh, just balloons. Okay.
Just balloons. I don't like when they might burst.
Oh, okay.
There's something about a balloon which is just like, nah. And caving. So I just watched The Rescue on Disney Plus. It's like about the cave. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an incredible film. Incredible film. And there's something about caves which I think would be really scary. And I live obviously, in Kendal. I would quite like to try caving because the thought of it just makes me actually physically feel quite sick.
Right.
So, people say, do something that scares you. I think that terrifies me.
So that's on your list.
So that was not on my list at all.
It is now.
But you just said, so I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'd quite like to just go into a mediumly not very small cave just to go, okay, I did it. But yeah. Cool. It's either that or sit and blow up loads of balloons.
Let's go for the cave.
Yeah, go for the cave.
I mean, kids' parties, gives me all sorts of anxiety for those same reasons.
Oh, just, yeah. And people are like, oh, I've got a bag of balloons. Do you want to blow some up? And I blow
Nope.
them up and they're like the size, they just are like the size of a small grapefruit. And they're like, Gilly, that's no party. And I'm like, but it's a party for me. Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, that's the weirdest answers there, isn't it? Sorry.
It's the best we've had yet.
Yeah,
It really is.
Like, it's not really very sort of, thought-provoking, caving in balloons.
No, I love it. Amazing. Thank you so much.
No
You've
problem.
been
Thank you so
incredible.
much. It's been nice to chat.